grow up with a bully in your home? And I don't mean necessarily physical bullying, I mean emotional. Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please click the little subscribe button, the bell, to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Today, we're diving into the inner bully. We treat our inner child the way we were treated as a child. And if you don't know why your inner critic is so big, or why you are subconsciously sabotaging yourself right before you get here, or why you're feeling an emotional flood when we're trying to get to the next level, and right when you're about to get to that level, you feel like everything's leaving and crashing down around you, this is a nervous system issue. When we grow up in a home with a bully, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, psychological, or all of the above, we learn an internal way of being. And that internal way of being is linked to our nervous system. We are insecurely attached. We are not securely attached to the self, because if we were, we would be really loving towards ourselves. We would line up our action steps with things that are good for us at all times, and we would welcome in the good thing. And so you're going to say right now, well, I want that good thing, but my body doesn't let me. This is why. When we grow up in a home with a bully, someone who has not healed from their own shit that they're either in denial of, or they've learned so well how to cope so that they don't have to feel the feelings that the bully made them feel, they're going to make you feel them. And then you're going to make yourself feel them. And then you're going to attract unavailable partners because that love was never fully available to you, so it doesn't feel right in your nervous system. You know what I'm talking about. If this is you, I want you to understand a couple things. You are lovable, you do matter, you are important, and you are worthy. And these are things that don't sit right with you for long periods of time in your body. These are things that you don't feel like you attract from the outside world and can sustain them, because the capacity issues that we have when we have a nervous system that was bullied. And so it's hard for us to shift how we treat ourselves, because it is our imprint, our emotional imprint. I talk about this all day long, right? I just did a new Substack article, by the way. If you don't know, I launched a new Substack last week. And so I did a new article today on the bully in your home, your first bully. And that one went pretty viral. It just got released this morning, and I've gotten so many new subscribers. And what I realized is I have to talk about this more, because this is massive. This whole experience of not even acknowledging that you were bullied, because it didn't seem that way, because you didn't have words to name it. So you just made it you as the problem. I must be the reason they treat me this way. It must be me that this is happening to for a reason. No. It happened to you in your home. You were treated less than you should have been treated, and loved less than you should have been loved, because your parents didn't fix their wounds, or your sibling had issues with you. And so we have to understand this is not a us problem, but it happened to us, right? And so when you have this bully wound, first of all, the hardest thing to do is to admit, okay, my mom was a bully, or my dad was a bully, or my sibling bullied me, right? Siblings easier, because you expect that from little siblings, but no, it's not normal. It means there was a polarity issue in the home, and that child should have been taught how to treat and love their sibling, or the mother or father. What happens when you have a bully as a parent is everyone else is trying to protect the bully because they don't want to be bullied. And so you feel like I have no support. There's no one there for me. And so what happens is you're not even there for you, and you try your best to do it. And that's what's so frustrating, is there's a mechanism in your body that won't allow it, because it doesn't feel familiar to have your own back, to attract partners and people that are available to love you more than you even know how to love yourself, more than your parent did. You're still looking for the parent to finally choose you, and they cannot, because they're not choosing their own inner child. No matter what they frickin' say. The majority of these parents are into total denial of the trauma they've had in childhood, so they can't actually mirror that truth to you. So you feel gaslit. And so you gaslight your damn self, so you don't have to look at the fact that I'm the one that was treated so poorly, and I don't want to know that it's because of me, and I don't want to feel the feelings of not being lovable or not mattering. So I'm just going to design a life outside of me that constantly tells me that I am. And then when those things leave, I have to feel like I'm not. This is how love addiction happens as well. You need someone to love you, and when they're gone, you flip to the next person, because you can't be in the feeling of not being loved, because that's your deepest wound. But healing this deep wound is loving yourself regardless of what your body's telling you to do. Here's an example. I got off a call with a stunningly amazing client this morning, and she is doing a lot of great strides. And she has a little bit of a work addiction, right? And so, workaholic. She feels like the more I produce and the more I serve others, the more lovable I get to feel. And I said, great. So what you have to do is sit by the pool with your umbrella and your drink and not do shit for anyone but yourself, because your inner child still feels like they're not enough if you're constantly leaving her to do things for other people to feel worthy. Light bulb moment. And she was like, it feels so uncomfortable. Like, good, we're going to grow your capacity. Go for one day. Sit by the pool. When you start to feel anxious and weird and you got to do something, grab the journal and do that. Do something for yourself every single time you feel like this is uncomfortable and I have to leave myself. Do not. The other thing is we think we'll be alone in this. And sometimes we can do so much inner work on our own that we feel unseen. We need someone to literally witness our inner work. So one thing I like to do if there's no one around that you trust, write a journal entry and read it out loud to yourself. See yourself. Feel yourself. Be with yourself. When the inner work is too lonely, you got to find a community. Join my Truth Room membership. Join my Substack. It's $11 a month, the paid subscription, or just go for free. Join people and be vulnerable enough and courageous enough to share your shit and notice that you're just going to be matched. You're just going to be matched. I'm starting my new inner work tonight, and I want to talk to you guys about it. It starts at 6 p.m. Eastern if anyone still wants to join. The reason I'm talking about it is because in this group, people are shocked by how fast they heal in a group setting. There's only 3 people. Because you're being witnessed in your most vulnerable places, and you're feeling safe having a witness. It was not safe to be vulnerable in your family if you had a bully because you just got abused. That vulnerability was used against you, and you learned to keep things to yourself and be alone. This is where that stops. There's no more being alone in your healing, right? So if you feel like you keep self-sabotaging because it just feels uncomfortable to do the thing outside of your old coping mechanism, even though your old coping mechanism is now kind of becoming your prison, shift it, step into it. You're going to feel unnatural. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel like I'm doing something wrong. It's going to feel like, oh, I feel guilty. I'm, paying attention to myself. And I want you to do it a little bit longer anyway. Because the longer you do that and the more capacity you build and the more you push yourself into more love for yourself, into making yourself more visible, into making yourself feel more worthy, by seeing yourself, by doing the thing you want, even though it feels weird and foreign to you. The more you do that, the more comfortable you become because you're expanding your nervous system capacity, and your body, your somatic body, is literally healing into alignment with you. There's not some crazy shit you have to do. You don't have to go do ayahuasca or do mushrooms or anything like that. I've never done any of that. You don't need to do that. If you do that, it works for you, okay. You don't need to. What you need to do is allow yourself to be seen by your damn self. So if your inner child's like, I wish I could do nothing and not feel guilty, go do nothing and work with the guilt. Don't sabotage yourself and say, okay, I gained 5 pounds. I got to punish myself at the gym. Or I didn't work all weekend, so now I got to overwork. No, you don't need to balance that out. You need to build the capacity to be good with you being enough, being you. One of my clients told me recently, she's like, I just want to find my purpose in the world and I got to work hard to figure that out. And I said, you are your purpose. Your work is to realize you don't have to do work to be. You don't have to figure it out and discover it. You have to show up as you are right now. That's your authentic self. And the more you do that, the more online you become in yourself. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you'll share this with one person that you think it could help. I hope you'll go check out my Substack. It's called Too Conscious, just like my book, Too Conscious for This World. And by the way, if you haven't gotten my book yet, hold on. Go grab it. Amazon, all over the world. You're going to want this if you're the scapegoat. You're going to want this if you're the cycle breaker. You're going to want to read this if you're neurodivergent or feel like you don't know where your freaking people are or where you fit in the world. It's because you're too conscious for this world. Mystery illness, toxic relationships, self-abandonment, all of it's in here. All of my deep, serious, intimate stories, along with tons from my clients. You're not alone. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I was you. So I love you guys. I'm going to be back soon. I'm going to do more videos like this, just like I'm writing more about it. There's another layer that comes forward when you become the author of your own story and you put it out in the world and you no longer have any kind of visibility wound because that shit's out there for the world to read. Now you want to get into another layer and tell even deeper truths. So that's what I'll be doing. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Grab the book. Also inside the book, there's a QR code with free 7-day trial to my membership and a quiz that you're going to want to take because there's a workbook to go along with it. So dive into the work. Let's do this together.